Well, hi guys, I am back, and for this week, for week 12, I'm going to be talking about, and I know I've talked about this before, and like I said, I know y'all have seen me push that home birth book before, and I always encourage you to read your Bible, but I'm going to revisit the topic fear, okay? Um, when a woman finds out she is pregnant, and she wants a conscious decision to move away from the system, which is the hospital. The thought of moving away from what's comfortable is scary. How I know? Because I did it. And you have to deal with that fear. So today we're going to talk about overcoming your fear and moving forward to what you want. So, and even in the book that I talked about, she talks about dealing with your fears. But anyway, fear, you guys, will stop you from doing anything you want to do. And that's with anything in life. If you if you really want a home birth, I would encourage you have to work on that fear. You have to. Or you will not have a successful birth. Or what will happen is the very thing you fear will be your reality. And I'm going to tell y'all something. The very thing that I feared was the death of a child. That's before my child died. And the very thing I feared, it happened to me. It happened. So it's so, and it's a spiritual thing, it's so important to work on your fears. Work on your fears. Don't be afraid. Be open to learn new things. What you don't understand about transitioning from a hospital birth to a home birth, do your research. The mom. Don't depend on the midwife. Do not depend on a doula. Don't depend on people to do the work for you. Because even though you're in pain and you're in labor, you have to know what's going on with your body. When I had all three of my babies at home, I knew what was going on. I did, because I studied. And one of the things I had to work on, especially with that first time home birthing, I had to work on fear. My thing, what I was scared of was, what if she's born and she's stillborn? What if she's not breathing? What if the cord is wrapped around her neck? What if she's breached? What if something goes wrong? You see where all that fear come from? And we don't even realize it's there. Because why? This system has programmed us that everything you need concerning your health is in the hospital. And it's not true. That's not true. So, if you didn't have no signs, if you have a fetal Doppler and you think your child ain't moving, now right at the stage that I am now, it's not time for me to check a heartbeat because my baby is little. So I don't even use a fetal Doppler now. But if you're in the late end of your pregnancy and you just decide, hey, I want to do something different, and you just scared the baby ain't moving, all those kind of things, you go purchase you a fetal Doppler. And that'll give you security that there's a heartbeat there. So, if you want to do this, first thing you have to work on is fear. You have to eliminate the fear, the thoughts that run through your mind about the what ifs. Do you know all those what ifs can happen at the hospital? All those what ifs that we struggle with. What if this may happen? And what if this go wrong? And I don't have emergency care. All those things. Do you know all that is happening at the hospitals? I seen a story where a girl, I think this happened in Georgia. It's so much happening in Georgia, especially to women of color, black women. But I seen this story in Georgia where there was a young couple that went to go have the baby. Doctor delivered the baby and decapitated the head. Do you know how traumatizing that is? Decapitated the baby head. And now they're suing. Even though they got a settlement, it doesn't restore what happened to that woman. They probably had so many expectations for that baby. So worse happens in the hospital than it does at home. Go study it. Look at the statistics. My son, he died of sepsis. Do people know that sepsis is a hospital virus? It's an infection that gets in your blood. He didn't get that from home. He didn't even get it from me. He got it from the hospital. So, do you not know every time you walk in the hospital and you get a needle pushed up your back, a woman, do you know there's a possibility if you move the wrong way, you paralyzed? Then you paralyzed and you can't even take care of your newborn baby. Do you not know the medicine that's given to the baby, it's Pitocin and it stresses the baby out? Do you not know the epidurals that we get in our backs? I had 4 of them. That your back will never be the same. Mine ain't been the same since. It's better because I haven't been getting them. But no. Do you not know also when the baby is born and if it's your first pregnancy, sometimes the baby can get stuck in the birth canal. And if the baby is not coming out like they desire, they will take a vacuum to the baby head and try to help the baby out. But do you not know that could, what if it break the baby's neck? It's more risk in the hospital than it is at home. So the first thing, do your research. Before you give in to that fear, do your research. And then a lot of time what's wrong with women, they operate out of fear. You don't have patience. You just ready to see your baby. You don't want to deal with the pain. You don't want to go through the pain. And so it's easier to go get a C-section. I believe a C-section should not be used unless it's absolutely necessary. I seen in a documentary where people are using C-sections just like it's another thing. Oh, I don't have to deal with the pain. Let them numb me down. Let them cut me. And then the baby come out. No. No. No, no, no. And that's because the woman is fearing the pain, the contractions. So fear it's a very serious thing that if you want to do something like home birth, that's the first thing you have to deal with is fear. It will stop you from getting the birth that you deserve. Now, another thing I want to talk about concerning fear. You can be as educated, know all the education about birth. I've seen someone go through this same situation. Educated about birth, witnessed other people have natural births. And when it came to her time to have birth, she went for a C-section. That broke my heart. I'm serious. Like everything that she gave me, everything that she taught me, it's like she just threw everything she witnessed out the window. And she went for a half C-section. Because why? Not that she was afraid. Not that she was afraid. And not that she didn't have the knowledge. She had the knowledge. The lady is very intelligent, very smart, but she had fearmongers around her. She had people in her birth, even the midwife. She had people in her birth that was scared, including the midwife. And that, I'm telling you, that broke my heart. And I'm like, I said, Lord, everything she taught me. Like this lady helped me get my first birth done, and she turns around and go have a C-section? And it's not that she couldn't have done it. And she knew she could have done it, but she had people around her that persuaded her to do something she didn't want to do. And now she don't want no more. Now she don't, because she's disgusted. And I don't think she really dealt with her truth. I really don't. I hope she do. But that was you. I say that to say this. You don't need to have people that's fearing around you. That's why if you're planning a home birth, don't tell everybody. You don't need to tell people. Because the first thing they're going to say, oh my gosh, you birthed at home? You need to go to the hospital. What that big? What they gonna put their fears on you? They gonna inject their fears on you when you're confident to do it, but the people around you are not. At the end of my first home birth, I really just got to myself. I didn't tell nobody hardly. The people that I knew that was there in those videos with Zariah, those are the ones that knew. Those are the ones that knew I was birthing. Just to make sure it's on. But yes, those are the people that knew. And that you had to be on my team or you getting out. I was so serious. I was. You had to be for me or you getting out. And I had my mind made up even with my husband. I didn't let my husband inject his fears on me. So, with that being said, you can be educated about home birth, but and then want to do home birth. But if you got people around you that is controlling and don't know what they're doing, and they're scared, and they're not really for you having a home birth, they will sway you to do something that you didn't want to do. So it's really up to the mom to do your research yourself. Don't rely on people. This is your body and it's your baby. You can't really. You got to rebuke fear, and you got to get the confidence, because this is you giving birth to your child. So, and that's another reason why I have chosen to do just me and my husband. Because after every birth I had, things came up with people. And I got sick of that. And I'm going to talk about that later on down. I got tired of getting in conflict with people. And then when you have a baby, after you get through having a baby, people will take the shine from you and put it on themselves. They will. You just birthed a whole 9-pound baby out, and somebody in the room want to take that energy that belongs to you, that you deserve. But Mama, I'm glad you're doing good. Oh, and they thinking about themselves. So that's why I don't want nobody else around. I don't want nobody else around. For me, I am confident, but these are the things that I've learned along the way. Before you do anything, you got to tackle the fear. I remember with Zariah, man, I was sitting on the porch just scared, and that was December the 12th. And I thought I was going to have a nervous breakdown, because I was like, when is she coming? And I sat on the porch and just screamed and cried, and I called somebody. Nobody didn't want to be bothered with me because I had a very nasty attitude. How about the next day she came? So it's having a baby at home. It's like you have to submit your body to God, even in pregnancy, because it's Him that create life. So I just encourage women, if you're going to do this, leave fear at the door. And if you got people around you that don't have a clue what they're doing, you have to tell them, I got to go. You can't be here. And so what if they get offended? And my phone is ringing. I don't know who this is. And it's more likely it's a scam. But anyway, I'm sorry about that, y'all. I am so sorry about that. Let me look at my camera. Yes, it's still going. But anyway, yes, y'all, those are the things that you have to pay attention to. And pregnant women, notice your surroundings. If they're not supporting you, if they're trying to take over your birth, Tell them no. So look, I don't mean no. I don't care who it is. If it's mama, daddy, sister, brother, mom-in-law, whoever. It's you that's going through this process, not them. And they can inject their fears on you and put a perception on you that is not what you want. And then once again, even though you had the courage and the confidence, you lose out because you're trying to please somebody else. Because they're scared, not you. So I encourage you, ladies, the first thing first, pray. Ask Yahuwah to give you the strength and the courage that you need to deal with your fears. Remember this, if you're a believer, and I know there's probably some non-believers watching, but I hope that if you keep watching, you become a believer. We got to remember this when dealing with fear. It is Yahuwah, God, that created this life. I didn't create this. I just did the act in marriage with my husband. I'm in union with my husband. And God literally breathed into my vagina and let me form a life out of my husband's sperm. They came together and God did the work. While I was busy doing something else, didn't even realize I was pregnant, the Lord was already doing the science in my belly. So if He created the life, why not listen to Him on how He wants it to be done? That's what we got to remember. He created this baby. This baby inside of me, He created it. So He have a way of how He wants life to come into the earth. That's another topic I'm going to talk about. I promise you. That's another topic. So why should we be afraid? And why should we put all our trust in our life in the hands of doctors when the ultimate doctor is the Lord? Why? So that eliminated the fear for me. It was something new for me, but it eliminated the fear for me. And just like with this baby, I didn't go to the doctor because I was scared. I wanted to see, was the pregnancy going to stick? But I'm going to share something spiritual with y'all. When I lost the baby last year at the end, and I didn't understand, I was like, God, where did this come from? I didn't even ask for this pregnancy. Where is this coming from? Why did I lose this baby? I thought my losing days was over. And, excuse me, y'all. Kids! Y'all getting too loud. Told you, I got a house full of 6. I had to go sit them down, y'all. I'm still videoing. But anyway, I was devastated. And then but the Lord had already gave me a word. He told me. He said, Alexis, He says 3 things I'm going to give you next year. He said, I'm going to give you a van, I'm going to give you a baby, and I'm not going to speak the 3rd thing because it hasn't came to pass yet, but I know it's on the way. But He told me 3 things that He was going to bless me with. And I said, okay, God. I said, okay. Next thing you know, we went on our trip. We went to South Carolina. My husband said, well, baby, I'm going to look for a van when we get back home. I said, okay, honey. So we came back. He started looking for a van. The first guy didn't like it. So, the second dealership he called just to see can he fix the air conditioning in the old van. And they end up, hey, what kind of van you got? Well, he told him what kind of van they got. We end up going up there. They didn't have what we wanted at first. Then the next day, Sam got home from work, got some unexpected money in the bank account. That was our down payment. Hallelujah, Jesus, for the van. So we went back and they asked us, well, we found you a 15-passenger van. Can you pay da-da-da-da-da? Yes, I can pay that. And then we traded that van in. Boom, we got that van. I was like, I didn't have no fear. I stepped, when He told me those 3 things, I just stepped back and let Him do it. So after we got the van, 2 days after we got the van, I was like, I ain't got no cycle yet. Let me go check. Pregnant. And I'm like, God. But the first thing that came to my mind was fear. I was scared. And I still struggle with a little fear. But I know how to rebuke it. Because I went to the bathroom with that last miscarriage and I lost my baby using the bathroom. So now with this pregnancy, I have to get up and pee a lot. So I turned the light on to make sure there's no blood. But that's just my fear. So now that's something I have to work on. If God said it, this baby gonna live. And the enemy will try you. He will try you and make you feel like that it's not true. You can lose this baby. Every little cramp, the devil is always working to make you fear. And I don't. Sometimes I just look at the wall. I'll just look up and I say, I just be like, you know what? Satan, you stupid. I rebuke you in Jesus' name. Please leave me alone. And he goes away. Because this baby going to live. This baby going to live. So like I said, I encourage ladies, don't let your fears get the best of you. Because basically, if you don't have the right answers or the research, and you're just going off what you don't know can harm you. So that's what I want to encourage you ladies today, to just work on your fear. So I'll be back Monday with another video. Hopefully I'm going to try to get them up in a timely manner. And I'll continue to show you books that I'm reading and products that I'm using. But yes, ladies, be encouraged. Work on that fear. Remember, Yahuwah, aka God, designed birth to happen in a specific way. Trust his will, not modern day medicine and these doctors, because they are not God. Remember that. Remember who's in control. Even the bad things that happen to us, God allows it. He don't do it, but he allows it. And we have to accept his will. And I'm learning that every day. That just trust him. Just trust him. First of all, if you don't know him, get a relationship with him. He'll speak to you directly about what you're supposed to do, how he wants you to birth. But you have to be open to that. So the first thing I will tell you, if you're not a believer, get to know him. He will teach you everything you need to know about your baby and your body. All right, guys. So I am going to end it here. And the next thing we're going to be reading is some scriptures dealing with fear. Alrighty. Next clip.